Frozen versus fresh veggies. You might think the answer is obvious in terms of which one is more nutritious, but sometimes the frozen option actually wins. So why is this? It's because oftentimes these frozen products are flash frozen at their peak freshness. They're allowed to ripen on the farm, and then they're frozen rapidly and preserved in that state. So they get to you without degrading as many of the B and C vitamins. In contrast, sometimes our fresh veggies have endured a long journey to reach us, right? And they've been exposed to light and heat, and that starts to deplete some of the vitamin C and vitamin B contents in them. But I have to say, there are certain veggies where the fresh wins. My personal preference, never go with the frozen broccoli. It never seems to resuscitate very well. Whereas something like the cauliflower, the texture is easily maintained when you unfreeze it, when you thaw it. And there are even some cool options, which are not my general preference, but this guy with some spices and cheese in it can make a super fun way to just have the frozen veggie with minimal preparation and a great taste. Minimal sugar in here too. Pretty straightforward ingredients. Cauliflower, hard Italian cheese, and that's about it. Shallots and some sea salt. So just a few options. Want to encourage you to have some frozen veggies on hand, because especially when you come back from travel, as I often do, you'll find that your fridge is barren or whatever you left in there isn't in an optimal state. Whereas this guy can sustain itself and be ready to go at a moment's notice with little timing concern. All right, one more caveat. Of course, the fresh veggies from the farmer's market that have had very little travel time, very little time away from the farm are optimal, but these are the most sensitive in terms of keeping, and I know sometimes washing and cleaning them is a bit of a hassle. So again, my recommendations, definitely choose some sort of frozen veggie that you can have on hand that you enjoy. And two of my top picks are the riced cauliflower and also a stir-fry veggie with pepper, onion, etc. What else? Some veggies, know which ones they are for you, are ideal in a pre-washed, pre-cut state. Fresh, but easy to prepare. And finally, if you've got a little bit of extra elbow grease to put into the situation and time to go to the farmer's market, get some of your lettuces, get some of your more fragile foods from the farmer's market with local supply and maximal nutrients, because they haven't been off their stalk and stem for very long. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Kimber Domke, mindful food and fitness coach, talking about the fresh, frozen, and semi-prepared options for your veggies. Get your veggies however you can, early and often. The sad fact is most Americans are getting 3 servings or less of veggies, and we need to be at 9+ for optimal nutrition, digestion, and health. So wherever you can get them with minimal additives, go for it. Frozen is not something to shy away from.